Welcome to today's video. Imagine boarding a routine flight, expecting nothing more than a peaceful journey to your destination. The sun is shining, passengers are settling in, and everything seems perfectly normal. But what if, in a matter of moments, that calm turns into chaos? This is the shocking story of Flight 237, where an unexpected event transformed a simple trip into a nightmare no one could have predicted. With elements of suspense, mystery, and an unbelievable twist, this story will leave you speechless. What really happened at 30,000 feet? And how did one flight attendant's secret illness turn a peaceful flight into a national emergency? Stay tuned to find out. It was a bright morning in Chicago as Flight 237 prepared for takeoff, bound for Los Angeles. Passengers boarded with ease, greeted by the warmth of the morning sun streaming through the airport windows. Among them was Michael, a young man filled with hope, sitting by the window and gazing out at the runway with a quiet smile. Nearby sat Laura, a kind-hearted teacher dreaming of the sunny California coast, her eyes filled with excitement for the journey ahead. Across the aisle, Jack, a brave young man, thought of his family waiting for him back home, while Eric, a compassionate nurse, struck up a friendly conversation with those around him. Toward the back, Paul, an older gentleman with health concerns, settled into his seat, grateful for the peaceful flight ahead. Moving gracefully through the cabin was Tina, a dedicated flight attendant known for her warm smile and impeccable service. But beneath her calm exterior, she carried a hidden burden, an unusual illness that she had fought to keep secret for years. Today, she hoped, would be just another normal day in the skies. As the plane ascended above the clouds, passengers relaxed into their seats, some reading, others chatting quietly. Laughter and light conversation filled the air, creating a sense of ease and comfort. No one had any reason to suspect that this seemingly ordinary flight would soon take a terrifying turn, one that no one on board could have ever imagined. As Flight 237 cruised smoothly through the sky, Tina moved through the aisle with her usual grace, offering drinks and snacks with a warm smile. She had managed to keep her secret hidden for years, but today, something felt different. A strange pressure built up inside her, a familiar yet unwelcome sensation she had tried so hard to control. Before she could stop it, an involuntary outburst escaped, a sudden loud fart that echoed through the quiet cabin. A few passengers giggled, while others exchanged awkward glances. For a brief moment, it seemed like nothing more than an embarrassing slip, the kind of thing people would laugh about and move on. But then, something changed. The smell didn't just linger, it grew stronger, thicker, almost suffocating. Conversations died down as passengers wrinkled their noses, fanning the air in discomfort. Then came the dizziness. Michael felt his head spin as a strange nausea settled in his stomach. Laura coughed, her face turning pale. Eric, the nurse, quickly took notice of others struggling, clutching their heads, gasping for air. Panic spread like wildfire. People pressed their call buttons, some covering their mouths and noses, others groaning in distress. Even Jack, the brave young man, looked uneasy as the cabin air grew heavy. What had started as an awkward moment had now turned into something far more serious, a growing crisis at 30,000 feet. Captain Roberts sat in the cockpit, monitoring the flight's progress when the first reports of passenger distress reached him. The cabin crew described an unusual situation, people feeling dizzy, nauseous, and struggling to breathe. At first, he assumed it was a minor incident, but as more distress calls came in, he realized the situation was escalating fast. Without hesitation, he made the call. Flight 237 would make an emergency landing in Las Vegas. Over the intercom, his calm yet firm voice reassured passengers as the aircraft descended rapidly toward safety. The moment the plane touched down, Paramedics and emergency personnel rushed in. Passengers were quickly evaluated, some given oxygen masks, others taken away on stretchers. Medical teams worked frantically to understand what had happened, treating symptoms that ranged from severe headaches to breathing difficulties. Amidst the chaos, Tina sat frozen, devastated and confused. She had never imagined that her hidden illness could cause so much harm. Before she could fully process the situation, authorities arrived, taking her aside for questioning. As word of the mysterious in-flight emergency spread, Detective Ramirez, a seasoned investigator, was assigned to the case. He listened to the crew's accounts, took statements from passengers, and carefully examined the details. Scientists and medical experts analyzed the air samples, and what they found was shocking. The gas released from Tina's body contained harmful chemical compounds, likely a result of her rare disease. This was no ordinary case. This was something completely unheard of. Now the question remained, was this an accident, or was there something more sinister at play? News of the bizarre and tragic events aboard Flight 237 spread like wildfire. Headlines across the nation called it the flight that turned toxic, sparking public outrage and fear. Families of the affected passengers demanded answers, wanting to know how such an unimaginable incident could have happened. Investigators worked tirelessly, piecing together every detail, and soon, the case reached the courtroom. The world was watching. In a packed courtroom, Detective Ramirez presented the shocking evidence. He laid out the facts, how Tina's rare disease had unknowingly turned her body into a source of toxic gas, leading to widespread illness on the flight. Medical experts testified, explaining how the chemicals in the gas had affected passengers in unexpected and dangerous ways. Then came the passengers themselves, one by one sharing their terrifying experiences. The dizziness, the struggle to breathe, the sheer panic that had overtaken the cabin. Some still suffered from lingering symptoms, while others simply wanted closure. At the center of it all sat Tina, overwhelmed with guilt. When it was her turn to speak, she did not deny what had happened. In a quiet, trembling voice, she apologized, her eyes filled with remorse. She had never meant to hurt anyone. She had simply been trying to do her job, unaware of the hidden danger within her own body. After careful deliberation, the judge delivered the final ruling. New policies would be put in place to monitor public workers with unusual medical conditions, ensuring that something like this would never happen again. As for Tina, she was ordered to undergo treatment and was banned from working until her condition was fully controlled. The ruling was not about punishment, but about protection, both for her and the public. Though the scars of that fateful flight would remain, the case of Flight 237 became a turning point, a lesson learned through tragedy. The case of Flight 237 became more than just a shocking event. It became a turning point in airline health policies. Airlines across the country reevaluated their medical screening procedures, asking tough questions about how to protect both passengers and crew from unforeseen health risks. Experts debated whether stricter medical evaluations for flight attendants and other public service workers were necessary. The incident forced the nation to confront an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes hidden dangers exist in the most unexpected places. For the passengers of Flight 237, the nightmare was over, but the lessons it left behind would not be forgotten. People began to ask, could this have been prevented? Should there have been medical tests that detected Tina's condition sooner? And most importantly, how do we ensure something like this never happens again? The answers were complex, but one thing was clear. The tragedy of Flight 237 would change airline safety forever. As we reflect on this shocking story, it raises an important question about public safety and personal responsibility. How far should we go to prevent rare but serious incidents? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the airline could have done more? Let's discuss. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into a real-life mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious. Thank you for watching today's video. The story of Flight 237 is one that will be remembered for years, raising important questions about safety, health, and the unexpected dangers that can arise in everyday life. What do you think about this bizarre case? Should airlines implement stricter health screenings for crew members? Or was this simply an unpredictable tragedy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable true stories. And make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay tuned for another mind-blowing true story next week. You won't believe what we have in store. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.